this is amazing to be here. I never thought anything I did was special or out of the ordinary. Last year, when the Arizona Republic reached out to me to write my story in the newspaper, I told them there's no story here. I'm purely a product of my parents' desire to want to create a nice young man who's now become an older man. Today, I stand before you, or I sit before you as a father of 2 girls, a husband for the past 15 years, a public school teacher for the past 20 years, a basketball coach for the past 13 years, and the president of my own nonprofit organization. So my story started 44 years ago when I was born here in the Denver area hospital to my mom and dad. I was born with more questions than answers. My mom wanted to know, what is arthrogryposis? Will my son live a normal life? And all I heard from the doctors were grim responses. Your son may not drive a car, your son may not be independent. But they took me home and they gave me the love and the nurturing to be great. They found ways. My mom was the one, and they never let me use my handicap as a crutch. Now I know the term handicap isn't the most popular term, but we were in my house never allowed to use the term disabled. My mom and dad would say, David, disabled means unable. You can do anything you can. You are handicapped because handicap means you need to complete the task a different way or complete it using a little bit of extra help. That's truly the most important part of my story, completing the task in my own way. My mom did all the research on arthrogryposis for the family. She found a doctor here in Denver named Dr. Robert Ryder. He was the man who referred us to the school back in 1976. And my mom, she always kept the memory of it fresh in my head because when I was a toddler, I don't remember a lot of it. But she always talked about it so fondly. And my dad, he always says, if I win the lottery, David, I'm going to give the biggest cut to school because it means so much. They credit school therapists for teaching me how to stand up without using my hands. They credit school therapists for teaching me how to put on my socks without using my hands. Like, who thinks of these things? Who did? I mean, who would have thought about that in 1977, teaching a boy to put his socks on without his hands? That was great. I mean, I still do that today. They had a therapist here who taught me how to be left-legged and right-handed. With the brain, with the way the brain works, that it adds more balance to my body, and it makes me nice, and I need that in everything that I do. So my mom and dad, they credit school with everything that they did. And in my life, I've had a lot of obstacles, and I've had a lot of accomplishments. When I went to public school, I wasn't even allowed to attend public school because of my disability. I was denied entrance. Every year when I finally did get entrance into public school, every year a teacher always wanted to test me for special ed, wanted to put me on a 504 plan, an IEP, and I was like, my mom said we have to go down this road again. I was denied service at a public restaurant. I didn't know where I fit in. I went to the Special Olympics and maybe I fit in over there. They didn't like me, but they said, you go at a different level. We don't want you pushing kids at that level. Just after the season's over, don't call us, we'll call you. They never called. But my accomplishments, graduating high school, I thought was a big one. Because of all the battles that we had in school. I never had PE because PE teachers always excluded me from everything. But graduating high school was great, but then I had to get college. I didn't know anybody who went to college at that time in my life. I graduated from Arizona State University. I was so happy to be a Sun Devil. I was like, that was cool. And then a few years later, I went back and I said, I need to get my master's. I think it's only bigger. I go, we can't be done kind of disabled, Hispanic, get a master's degree? And that was truly the easiest part of my academic life. If I would have known it was that easy, I would have got that before I got my kindergarten. But in my life, I also wanted to help my community. I became a teacher at the age of 22, and I love making sure I teach 4th grade. I taught 2nd grade for 10 years and 4th grade for the last 10 years. And it's great, but I wanted to help my community. I teach in the community who comes from a lot of broken homes. And I was like, how can I help the kids out of my community? Because I teach them during the day, but at home they go home and a lot of them come from horrible backgrounds. So I decided I wanted to become a basketball coach. I was really good at basketball when I was healthier, and I knew the game really well. So I became a volunteer coach, but I wanted to move on to get paid because I was like, I got kids, I got to get paid doing something. So I went and I applied at 13 schools in 2 years. And every phone conversation was great. But when I showed up in person, they were like, oh, thank you for calling. Thank you. And I knew what they were saying, but you can't say it publicly, but you get what I'm saying. And when I went there to my last interview, I said, I'm just going to be a jerk in this interview. And I said, you hire me, I'm winning the state championship this year. I have no idea what that means, but I'm winning the state championship. And both the athletic directors, they started laughing. They were like, you're pretty funny. And they said, well, you're hired. And I was like, oh, shoot. That first year, we didn't win 1 game. We didn't win 2 games. We went undefeated. We went on to win the state championship. We were waiting the trophy at mid-court, and the athletic director walked over to me and they said, Coach, we thought you were joking when you said you were going to win this game. And in my head, my mom, she always told me this thing in my life. And my mom wasn't there when I won because she already passed away. And I heard her saying in my head, when you finally get in the door that's been shut on you, don't be content with getting in. Show you're the best. And I was showing that I was the best. The following year, we went undefeated again, but lost in the state semifinals. The third season, we went undefeated and lost the state championship. The fourth season, we lost 1 game and lost in the state semifinals. So in 4 years, I lost 4 games and won 46 games. And not once in those 4 years did an opposing coach shake my hand. Not once did a referee say, hey coach, way to coach your team today, good job. And it bothered me inside. It bothered me because I was fighting. I thought I was already included in everything. And I hear us still talking about inclusion. I finally got the coaching job. I thought I was in the coaching fraternity, but I wasn't. And the kids that I was coaching, they were bothered by it. They were like, Coach, we got to protest. We got to not shake hands. Coach, we should just leave the court. And I said, no, boys. I said, how you react in times of turmoil, how you react in times of defeat, that's what defines a man. I can't do that. We can't let that define ourselves. I told them what I think was the truth. I said, boys, those men in their masculinity, they feel that they're losing to a lesser man because I have a handicap. They feel that when they walk in the gym, that they should automatically beat me, but what they're failing to realize is, when they walk in the gym, they became the underdog. I've already climbed the mountain. They're the ones who have to climb the mountain. They're the underdog. My whole teaching was, if you put the work in, anything is possible. And I loved what I was doing, but I was like, I need to still help my community out. Maybe I go to the high school level. Maybe if I coach high school, then maybe I can help more kids out because they're older. A lot of kids are dropping out of high school. So maybe my influence helped them stay in high school. And so I applied, and of course, everybody told me no. So I was like, how do I get in the door? I gotta find a way. So I said, I'm gonna coach the worst school in junior high. It was a school that was 0-40. And I said, I'm gonna go coach there. Now, the athletic directors in junior high liked me, but the other coaches, like the athletic directors enjoyed me. They wanted me there. And so I called someone and I said, I want to be a coach. They're like, we have a coach. And I said, I know, but I want to be a coach. And they're like, all right. So they fired the guy and they hired me. And the funny thing was, though, the coach that they fired then became a head coach of the job that turned me down. I was like, 0-40. Why would you hire that guy? But I can't say why they didn't hire me, but we can infer. I can infer. And so we didn't go undefeated, but in 2 years we became championship contenders. And it solidified my stance that I was no longer a man with a disability coaching a group of boys anymore. I was now a solid, legitimate basketball coach. But I had that desire to really help my community, and I was like, I felt bad because we have all these kids with no dads, and I was like, they're dropping out of high school at the age of 16. I said, I gotta help these kids out. What programs are out there for 16-year-olds and 15-year-olds? And when you look, there's not a lot, and the ones that are out there are very expensive. And so I said, our kids can't afford that. So I went on a mission to create an evening basketball program in my neighborhood. Well, I wasn't teachers, and I didn't know how to create a program, so I went to people that I thought you should go to. I went to my city councilman, I went to my state representatives, my local congressman. I went everywhere, and all I heard was, thank you, go ahead and go home now. Thank you. No, thank you. You know, we'll call you. You want my number? Oh, no, we'll find it. And it discouraged me. And then last November, my newspaper story hits about me in the newspaper. And it was on Thanksgiving Day, and all of a sudden people started reaching out and saying, David, we want to help you, David. How can we help you, David? And I was like, well, this is, I don't know how to help now. I don't know what to do here, how pretty. But one man said, I can't give you money, but I can help you get a nonprofit, so if you get money, we can put it in the right spots. So I said, I call that guy first, right? So we called him. He set it up. 4 weeks later, we had a nonprofit. 3 weeks later, we had opening night. We get 55 kids in our program. It's amazing. It's just myself and my buddy that run it. We were 3 weeks into our program. There was this big basketball tournament with all the rich kids are going to be in it, and all the rich organizations are going to be in it. And I said, you know what, I'm going to pick up 3 random kids from my program. We're going to go play in it. So I told 3 kids, I said, hey, you want to play in this tournament? They're like, yeah, coach, whatever you say. I said, all right, I'll pay for it, we're going to go. We showed up with hundreds of teams there. We just had our little Solano no limit shirts on. And the kids were like, Coach, this is crazy. And I said, it's all right, it's not fun. If you lose, we go home and I still buy you guys a hamburger and a soda. We're good to go. They went and won game after game after game. On a Sunday afternoon, they took home the championship. Everybody wanted to know, where do you guys come from? And the guy said, we come from Solano's house. We come from Solano's gym. We come from Solano's building a hoops. The next night in our program, every kid walked up tried. Because they knew that coming to our gym, we were striving to be the best. We were striving to be that anything is possible, which I learned here at school when I was 2 to 5 years old. They say the brain grows the most when your child is between 2 and 5. Well, that's when I was here learning that I belong everywhere that I could possibly be. It took me a while to understand my story. I just thought I was a boring person who just went about my business. My heroes are my mom and dad. My sister's my best friend, and she lives across the country, but we talk on the phone every other day. We never text each other. We only talk. My wife is my best friend. I didn't know I could get married. How could a woman want to marry a guy with a disability? I don't see that on mainstream TV. And it just, I didn't really plan it. It just kind of happened. Hey, don't marry. This is weird. And it was different. And we have 2 kids. I have my daughter here. It's amazing to have kids that I didn't even know. My uncles and aunts, they always included me in everything. And it was part of the school trained my parents that I should belong everywhere. My uncles and aunts followed that along. My older cousins, if they beat up the younger cousins, they beat me up too. They didn't say, don't hit David because he has a disability. They said, no, hit him harder to make sure he survives when he suffers. It's amazing. I've been on a great journey. I'll tell you some stories about some kids that we work with. There's this boy that about 5 years ago, I was working with this boy, I was about to kick him off my basketball team because he was struggling in school, and he said, Coach, I can't make it, Coach. I'm not going to make it. I'm black. Nobody in my family's ever made it. I'm not going to make it, Coach. And I said, listen, do you think I made it? And he's like, Coach, you're the man. You have a job, a car, a wife, a house. You're the man. You made it. I said, okay. But now I'm the same kid at the age of 13, and I'm brown, and I'm from your neighborhood. We're the same. I said, you feel me? He said, I feel you, Coach. I feel you. I said, okay, so I get the same check mark. You get a check mark of black, I get a check mark of brown. Okay, but now I get another check mark because I'm disabled. So now I get 2 check marks, and I'm from the same neighborhood. I go, you got the one for being black? He said, no, Coach. You do not get that check mark. I said, why not? He said, because you're disabled. You're not disabled, Coach. You don't get that check mark. And I said, yes, I do. I said, no. He said, listen, son, listen. I've done so much to overcome that check mark that you can't even see it. And he said, oh, I see, Coach. And I said, it's hard overcoming a check mark in life, but if you put that work in, you'll overcome that check mark. And the victory on the other side is so sweet. That young man just graduated high school last summer. He's right now finishing his first semester in junior college. He believes that anything is possible. We had 2 girls when I first started doing all of this, and one of them, absolute beginner at basketball. Didn't know how many points of basketball. She came to school, she came to practice her birthday in high heels. And I was like, I think we need to change your shoes. And I was like, I don't think it's gonna work. And this girl, she went on to become the junior high player of the year in the state of Arizona in her 8th grade year. But she suffered a tragic accident and had to put the ball away. But I said, it's okay, we don't, our life's not bonded by the ball, our life's bonded by me being a leader and a mentor to you. So I followed her through life. This past October, she just graduated with her master's degree, first in her family to get a master's degree. For teaching me, the other young lady, she was came from a horrible life. Mom in and out of jail, no dad. I used to have to pick her up and take her. I'm like, don't tell nobody I'm picking you up, but I had to have my wife in the car. I was scared. I'm like, I don't know what the whole rules are, but I know you're going to be something in life, so we got to do this. She went on to become the Arizona High School Player of the Year, her senior year in high school. She won the state championship. She got a 4-year scholarship to Arizona State University. And she just graduated with her master's from Grambling University. She's believing anything is possible when you put that work in. We call our profit Solano's No Limit Hoops because we believe in no limits. Your drive is what gets your success going. It depends on your drive. And if I can start the motors for them, they can drive and they can take off, and that's what we're teaching people. So I thank you for tonight. Closing, my mom always told me one thing in life. She said, David, people are always going to stare at you no matter what. People are going to stare at you, look at your hands. But it's up to you, though, to put on the show that people say, oh, look at that poor guy with the hands, I feel sorry. Or you can be the man who puts on a show that says, yeah, that guy leaves me in awe. Mom, I believe you're putting on a good show. Thank you.